3v3s, in these 5v4s, in these 4v3s, and T-set. What do I want to see? Someone tell me quickly. Let's make sure, guys, if a round is over, let's say, be difficult. Okay, we'll win for virals. We'll win for virals. Let's go, mate. Let's go, come on. So they do it for him, you know, and if we do it, like if Eric just hypes us and no one else, then Eric does something good and it's quiet, then if you don't get the same back, then he feels less valued and it's less likely to do it next time, you know, he feels like he's doing it for the sake of it. Yeah, so I think it's been nearly 5 years now since I've joined GamerLegion. It kind of came from nowhere, really. I was looking for a new job and I messaged Igor Bornabush and said, look, I'll come work for the organisation. Like, I'll take me on for free, and if you don't like my work, then it's fine, I'll take the experience. But if you do, please look to hire me. And I think a month later, maybe, I was announced as the head coach. Wow, my first special moment as a coach was probably surviving in MDL, to be honest, when we brought Dobbo and Adam in, and it felt like we just lost a lot of talent and it was going to be a lot of hard work, and that kind of showed to me that I kind of do have more what it takes to perform at a good level, because it did feel at the time that we had very inexperienced players. Zero coming back from a huge break as well, a new system. It was extremely difficult, but staying in there for me was like a massive achievement at the time. So after the RMR in Bucharest, we changed 3 players. That was something we felt was necessary at the time. We brought in Acor due to just seeing him kind of struggling on a team that seemed to be just like a little bit of just a difficult environment to play in, and seeing the talent he had, I think that was more of a push from GamerLegion itself, to be honest. I remember Julian was pushing that quite hard, and I was like, okay, we can maybe try this, it could maybe work. And then bringing Shuey in was just, it felt like a no-brainer at the time. It was just really impressive guy in an interview we had, and he just seemed to have that hunger in him, and to me that's just exactly what you need. And so Malta was an amazing experience. It started so poorly in the end as well. We had the FaZe game, which was an absolute blockbuster, and how we ended up losing that game in the end, I have no idea. And it gave us a lot of belief though, and I think maybe winning there would have set us up for a level we maybe weren't ready for, but losing put us in a position where we thought, you know what, we actually can compete here with these teams, because FaZe were without a doubt one of the best teams at the time. And then going through and finding out that you're meeting G2 at the elimination game, I don't think anybody had any expectations on us at all, and that pressure there was fully on them, and that's probably one of the biggest upsets in all of CSGO history, to be honest, and that was definitely one of the highlights of my entire career, winning that game, and that took the momentum into the B8 game, and I've never felt a game like it where it just feels like you're going to qualify no matter what, and everything's going to go great, and knowing that from the start of the game was just an amazing experience to finally get through after the Bucharest. But I think that we just played it for the fun, thinking, oh, it's the future, we'll be fine in the future. The next RMR, we'll have a bit of a chance. The next qualifier, we'll have a chance. Like the Rio Major was something I don't think anybody even considered. So to get through the qualifier and then the RMR it's something that I don't think anyone even literally dreamed about at that point. I think then that's probably the point where we found more consistency, and there were more arguments in the team as we tried to raise our standards and things like this. But I could feel every day we were getting stronger, no matter how the practice day was going. Maybe it wasn't the best practice day, but there were more things being put into practice that we talked about. I could see the mental side was improving as well. The togetherness was improving, even if we weren't always the best of friends. And that just showed to me that our consistency level was rising. And going into May, this felt like the team that was at the very peak of its game, and it was a long-term thing that had come together. I remember going into Paris and we had a meeting before the whole tournament, and I said the state of Tier 1 CS looks a bit of a mess right now, and if everything clicks for us and we play a good game, there's no reason why we can't win the entire major. And it was the very first day, I think, before we played our first game. And then we go into the tournament playing probably the worst team at the time, Complexity, who were really struggling. And going into that game on Inferno, which we felt was one of our best maps as well, it was a real downer to lose that, and then also play the Mongols on the same map, again another team who were considered one of the weakest, if not the weakest. Going 0-2 after that day, that was the absolute worst possible start. It just felt like everything is going wrong at this moment, and what can we possibly do to fix this?
We're doing it the hard way through the best of threes. 3 best of threes if we get through today, guys. We've got to keep bringing energy, we've got to keep fucking believing all the way through, and just take it one game at a time, one round at a time, and forget all the bad ones, okay? We've got this, guys. We've fucking got this. We've got to bring it. We can't expect an easy game.
The heroic game was probably the best experience I've ever had as a coach, to be honest. The hype there, I know people really wanted us to win. We had Kios at the time, they wanted Vitality to have a weaker opponent, obviously, because Heroic were considered, in my opinion, the #1 team in the world at the time, even if the rankings said I think they were #2. And having that game and having such an epic game as well, it felt like we won it so legitimately. The crowd was back and forwards. It was an experience I'll never ever forget for the rest of my life. and it was just, I would want to relive that if I could in any moment of my life. Any time that would be the number one thing I'd pick. Of course, we've had an amazing Katowice, an amazing Shanghai already, and now it's about, can we consistently get to that playoff level? Can we show ourselves in front of the crowds, which we've done only so far once, and get there and raise our standards and become the favourites? How do we get to the next hurdle? And from there, obviously the sky's the limit, but for now we just need to go into every game believing we can win. And if we're the favourites, which we're not used to yet, how can we deal with this pressure? And having such young guys, this is going to be the biggest hurdle for us, I believe. But for me, the sky's the limit. We have so much talent, so much work rate. The guys are so together. It feels like another special team that's going to happen. It just needs a little bit of time. Take one thing at a time, and who knows what can happen. I mean, the sport's been amazing for me. It feels like I've never really had much support, to be honest, with my family and my girlfriend, but having people around there who know your name and they want you to win and see you doing a good job, it means the world.
Thank you. So one last time, what have you just done?
So today I've just signed a new contract extension with GamerLegion.